there are a few discussion things that we can do before closing out. So I first wanted to mention that it has been a couple weeks since Tio and I have recorded.
Yes.
The big reason is because we did a one-day comic convention a little over a week ago that went really well.
Yeah.
That week after, I was just extremely busy, so I wasn't able to record. But that was really good. Like, of the ones we've done, like I've mentioned this before, Free Comic Book Day, I'll do that till I die. I'll do that when I'm 99 years old if I live that long. I'll be sitting in there. My handler, it's not like I want to be there, but my handler will make sure that I'm there. As I'm going to reach for the money, the handler grabs it from me, and whenever he nudges me, I say my classic catchphrase,
"Stupendous,
stupendous," and everyone roars and clapping. It's like, yeah. I'm like, is it nap time yet? And he shocks me a little bit with a little cattle prod. It's like, no, wake up.
We can't risk you falling asleep, Mr. Ingram. You might not come back. And then where will we get our money?
Where are my children?
Zap. No more questions like that, Mr. Ingram.
Okay. And I live a happy existence. Yeah. The last bit of my life.
And they scan your head so that you can keep making cameos in movies based on characters you may or may not have had anything to do with for long after your death.
Yes. And in the process of them doing that, I have no idea what the heck's going on or what day it is or anything like that. They just cart me to the next place.
Do you know who I am? I'm the creator of Arachnid Fellow.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess later, probably it might be late this year or sometime next year, people can see a little bit of critique on that specifically.
Yeah.
That's coming along nicely. No one really knows what the heck I'm talking about other than Tio, but yeah.
It'll be fun, everybody. Don't worry.
Yeah. I made sure because that's the story that starts out the comic.
Oh, that's the first one in the comic?
That's the first one.
Oh boy, that's a tone setter.
It's what gets you into it. But I made sure
genuinely thought the photographer one would have been up front.
I'm trying to remember. I have that one, then I have the one pager dealing with the 90s star of the heck did I call him? I don't remember. But Sir Extraordinary from a 90s movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, The Extraordinary 11. Duh.
Yeah. Do you know who I am? I'm the creator of The Extraordinary 11.
Yeah. There's a one-pager dealing with him. Then after that, so yeah, there's the Dan G one, Sir Extraordinary one-pager, and then it's the photographer.
Okay.
And then after that, we're like halfway done with this one. It's a 6-pager of the vendor trying to find a bathroom.
Yeah, that one. Yes. I am excited to read that one.
Yeah. And then the last one, I'm still debating because I have like multiple 2-page scripts, like 2-page comic scripts, because this will be 20 pages in total. The last one currently will probably be it's a tabletop gaming one.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that one because that one, it's not much of a critique or message with that one. With some of these, there is like a critique or message with it while it's being funny. But I'd rather like people in the comic off with just a dumb, funny thing rather than being like, man, like conventions kind of suck. Because I don't want that to be the outcome with this. I'm just poking at them is all.
Yeah. Hannah, wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Is the vendor looking for a bathroom the same one as Grant Morrison's poop?
That's a different one.
That's a different one. Okay.
And oh my gosh, the Grant Morrison poop one. Like here's the thing. If
you leave all this in,
well, I'll leave it in. It's people will have no idea what.
I was gonna say, like, if you leave all this in, this is gonna be so confusing. But then, like, in retrospect, after people read the stories, they're gonna be like,
"That's the thing.
Oh,
this will
Grant
be out
Morrison's
there."
Poop.
Exactly. This will be out there. If someone is just trying to find early mentions of this in the future, here you go. But yeah, that one, that's the one that I want to cap it off at. Like that one, I really, because that's a 22-page comic script.
Okay, yeah.
That one I really, really like, and if this does get picked up by an indie publisher, hopefully they'll accept that one. If they don't, I'm publishing that one on my own.
Yeah,
I'll come up with a new, which I'll just do the story title, because the story title is it's a good story title. I'm trying to remember what it was.
I really want to co-write that Comic Creator Civil War one with you.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah,
like we have to make that one at some point.
I just remembered the Living Poop Grant Morrison one is a God's dump amongst men. That's what it is. Yeah, that one I really, really like, and I want it in the world.
Yeah.
Whether an indie publisher accepts that story or not, it's going to get out there somehow.
Yeah.
And maybe one day, I doubt it. Maybe one day, if I'm at the same convention as Grant Morrison, I feel like, here's the thing, I feel like he'd enjoy it. Because I've seen interviews with Grant Morrison and stuff, and like he talks about like how we're all gods and that sort of stuff that I don't really follow, but like he ultimately he's okay with like the joking and picking at sort of stuff.
Yeah, they have enough of a sense of humor to take that in stride.
And that story isn't entirely like picking or making fun of Grant Morrison. If anything, it's picking at like some of the fan base of his.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, but yeah, that's one that I don't want it to happen, but if I had that one out there and that was like the last comic I did, I'd be okay with that. That would be a wild one to close out.
Writing about a legendary comic creator's poop.
Yes. It's got Alan Moore in it. It's got all, and for those listening in the future, and somehow you care enough to come back here, yes, it's a parody comic. I don't use the actual names, okay? It's not actually Alan Moore. Disclaimer, that's not Grant Morrison. That's not Alan Moore. So don't come at me.
Yeah. But yeah, for the Comic Creator Civil War one though, I really want to, because there was once where I spent a whole day coming up with like, what would the parody names of like Alan Moore's body of work be? And I really in particular, I really like the idea of the Killing Joke being called something like The Juggler Cripples Bat Bitch.
That's pretty good.
I thought that the name was a little distasteful, but you know.
I'm trying to think. There's one script in issue 2 of A Day at the Con. Let me see, because it deals with like, I won't say too much. It deals with like some writers at a bar talking and stuff, and one of them's talking about a new book that they did, and it was basically like a parody of Swamp Thing. Like I forgot what I had called it.
Swamp Ass.
it was like a somewhat genuine name, but it was clearly like a bootleg sounding version of it.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I wrote the Saga of Swamp Ass. Yeah, all the parts everybody remembers. All everybody's favorite parts of Swamp Ass, I wrote.
The part that everyone liked is when I think it was me, maybe not. I don't know. I'm old. I can't remember things.
I'm old. I'm high. I hate everybody.
The thing that people really liked is when I introduced what I called the brown. I introduced this thing called the brown within the world, and it really gave life to it because people saw that these abilities and these things that Swamp Ass could work through. He worked through the brown. There's this life essence.
The life essence of your itchy, sweaty buttholes.
But yeah, comics and stuff.
And then later on, when Grant Morrison parody name, I don't remember.
Brant Foreskin.
Brant Foreskin. Later on, Brant Foreskin wrote Zoological Man. And played around with the idea that there's this thing called well, dang, hang on. There's not a whole lot I could go. Just a second.
It's been a while. I'm quite old.
The white, because animals have bones. The white.
Yes.
The white and the brown. Uh-oh.
And then DC said, "Whoa, you have to be careful there."
So we decided that the white and the brown were friends.
Yes.
Yeah. Because otherwise, that would have been, if they had been enemies, that would have been a big problem. But thematically, it works because animals all have buttholes too.
That's what we all have to understand. We all have white bones. We all have
buttholes.
Brown buttholes. Those are the things that bring us together.
Yeah, I remember when I was talking with that Scottish prick about about the idea at the time, and he was like, "Yeah, all right." Sorry, I've been drinking. I'll hop down to the pub for a pint.
Hop down in the pub for a pint. Stepped outside, drank a little bit of Eye of Newt.
Yeah. Danced around, did an incantation. Set me pubes on fire. That one was an accident. I didn't do that on purpose.
That wasn't a part of the ritual.
I was playing with my matches and it got out of hand.
It was a happy little accident, though. I accidentally created a new ritual. Yeah. When I set my pubes on fire, as I was dancing around, half naked, drunk, my pubes, the smoke that rose up from it, I saw the ancient being, Beelzebub.
And I'm sure my visions had nothing to do with the mushrooms I ate, not even 15 minutes before.
There's nothing to do with it. I don't even eat them to trip anymore. I eat them because I kind of got used to the gross, disgusting flavor. It tastes delicious to me now.
At this point, it balances out my body's chemistry just to eat the mushrooms. I start dry even if I don't have the mushroom, if I don't have psilocybin in my system. But yeah, I was there, and Grant Foreskin, he tried to join in, but I was like, no, this isn't for Scottish pricks. And then an Irish bastard, Girth Penis, walked up to us. He tried to punch Brant in the face for making superheroes.
Brant levitated off the ground, avoided the punch.
Yeah. Uses mind powers to lift Girth Penis up off the ground. But Girth, he had a pipe bomb in his jacket, like the Irish do. And Is that too much? Was that one too much? Was that racist? I feel like
that's
that was
when I heard the song "Zombies" start playing. I was like, "The hell's going on?"
And then our good friend Mark Miller. No parody name for that one.
The parody name is instead of MILLAR, it's just MILLER. Yeah. That seemed a clear way.
And then the American one, Frank Miller, his is MILLAR. That's the parody name. There you go. The joke is that people confuse them with each other because their last names are similar, and that's why people consistently mispronounce Mark Miller's name as Mark Millar because it helps differentiate them. Is Mark Miller Scottish?
Is Mark Miller Scottish myself? Yeah, he is. I'm pretty sure he's Scottish. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure.
Never mind. When I called him my friend earlier, never mind. Scottish prick. If you're not English, I hate you. And if you are English, I hate you. I hate everybody. I'm smelling small. I burn down comic book shops for fun with the fire through my pubes.
Yeah, I've been making it's my own version of the Molotov cocktail. I just dip my pubes in a bottle of liquor and just set it on fire and throw it in.
Yeah. I call it the Schmelling Schmoratov cocktail. But yeah, I like writing about how superheroes are ultimately a radical fascist fantasy because I fundamentally misunderstand the purpose of the genre. Not like Girth Penis. He writes about how bad superheroes are because he just doesn't like them. Irish bastard.
And I'm just troubled. I feel troubled. I feel guilty. I've said it time and time again. I feel guilty because I feel like I've helped bring in this dark and gritty era of superheroes.
Yeah.
I say it time and time again. I did it, but I just have to keep reminding people that.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel so bad. But I am the one who did it.
I feel so bad for the juggler cripples bad bitch. And those guys are watching you. Look out.
Yes.
I can never come up with a good parody name for the Watchmen.
Those guys are watching.
And V for vagina. And for the man who has just about everything, but here's a little bit more.
Yes.
That's a good one. That's a good cool guy story. It's for cool guy, right? He's back on his home planet of Neon. And he's back on planet Neon, right? And he's got a wife and a kid because that's what a guy who was raised on Earth with Earth values wants. A culture he's never known. And
it's his deepest desire. And when I
sure, it's his culture fundamentally, and he's learned a lot about it. But like, that's not what he was raised with. But whatever.
But I'm writing it here so people will be confused, and it'll just start an uproar in the comic community.
Yeah, and it turns out it's all a dream brought on by his nemesis. Oh boy. That's going to be a hard one to come up with a recognizable parody name for. Hang on, because there's a very obvious direction for that one. But you know what I'm talking about, right?
I'm not sure.
So okay, there's a very obvious direction for a parody name of Mongol, but I'm not gonna go for that because I'm pretty sure it's an offensive word.
I can only think of like dongle. Mongrel.
Okay, yeah, your brain's going very different places than mine is.
Okay.
Evil space guy, space Hitler. Space Hitler planted flowers in cool guy's chest. So Bat Douche and Oh goodness, what's so good? Sexy Lady, Bat Douche and Sexy Lady. That's Wonder
Bat Douche, Sexy Lady, and Bat Douche's jailbait side piece.
Woman. Is that his title, or is that just?
Yeah, that's the title. I didn't come up with it. That was just the comic, so I was like, oh, okay. It was already established.
I guess we can just shorten it to side piece.
Back in Bat Douche #1.
I guess, yeah, we could just call him side piece.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bat Douche, side piece, and Sexy Lady are at Cool Guy's Fortress of No Girls Allowed. they're at Cool Guy's treehouse. Treehouse of Solitude. They're at Cool Guy's Treehouse of Solitude. Where Space Hitler has planted flowers in his chest that make him dream of being on the planet Neon. And that's the story of for the guy who has most things, but he has a little bit more.
Yes. When Cool Guy gets out of that, he's really mad. Yeah. He's really mad. He's not mad at Space Hitler. He's actually mad at Sexy Lady. He's like, why is she in here?
No girls allowed.
No girls allowed. Boys only. Space Hitler, you can stay. Sexy Lady, you have to go.
Space Hitler, I'm pretty sure you're a boy.
I think.
I'll have to check. Let me check. What's in your pants? Doom. What's in your pants? Evil. No, what's your gender? Destruction. What do you identify as sexually? Malevolent.
He's really not making this easy.
Yeah.
It's me, Alan Moore, or Schmalin Schmore. I popped into the story. I pulled a Brant Foreskin, and I'm now in my own story.
Yeah. You know, like he did at the end of his run on Zoological Man.
Yes. Hey, cool guy, I'm writing this right now. I'm gonna write you beating up Sexy Lady, because this is no girls allowed.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, cool guy. They said I couldn't do that, so just more right that you get angry and you beat up Space Hitler because you're upset that he pulled you from a reality that doesn't seem like it's the thing you truly desire, but I wrote that, so now it's the thing you truly desire.
Yeah, I feel like it would be more accurate for you to want to just live a simple life on your farm with your wife, Louis Armstrong.
I feel like it'd be more accurate if I'm just getting a vision of the future. It's me and my black magic and all that. I'm getting a vision of the future. I feel like it'd be more accurate with what a guy named Bomb Sting. Guy named Bomb Sting, he makes a book called Cool Guy Flippy Flyy Up in the Air.
Cool guy, there he goes. Look at him go.
Yeah, look at him go. And yeah, I feel like he does that in his book, but he does it to where, yes, this seems like what Superman would actually want.
Yeah. Yeah, and I genuinely feel like maybe writers like Brant Foreskin maybe understand the fundamental core of your character better than I do, as demonstrated in All-Star Cool Guy. Not as demonstrated in All-Star Bat Douche and his jailmate side piece. You know, the one where Bat Douche calls side piece a couple of slurs, has sex with Coal Mine on top of a bunch of burning bodies. Coal Mine being Robin Hood's girlfriend.
Yes, yes.
I feel like some of the parody names we come up with, it is really like someone who isn't like a DC person is really going to get lost.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They'll get cool guy. They'll get bat douche. After that, it it goes over.
Sexy lady, side piece, space Hitler, coal mine, because that's a stretch.
Yeah.
That's just when I think of canaries, the first thing I think of is a canary in a coal mine.
Yeah.
Bat bitch. Not to be confused with Bat Harlot.
Yes, yes.
Bat Harlot is Bat Douche's cousin, and she's into girls. She's like Billie Eilish. She wants her face in her vagina. Honestly, though, who doesn't? Schmelling. There are kids at this panel.
Look.
You're at Comic-Con right now, Schmelling.
Look, I say we all just take a little sippy sip, little mushy roomy, and we really open up. I think these kids could understand more if we allow them to open their third eye.
Starts playing Third Eye by Tool. Prying open my third eye. I can't scream like he can, so I'm just
my third eye. It's starting to open up. What's down his pants?
Pull your pants up, Schmelling.
Look at my third eye. he's just doing Ace Ventura when he's talking with his butt.
He gets tackled by
third eye.
Getting tackled by security. I'm trying to be educational.
Trying to teach them about black magic.
Yeah, and teach them about black magic. How to make obscure music with your band side project. That's actually a thing Alan Moore does. How to be married. And how to write, and how writing any act of creation whatsoever is the same as casting a spell, which means that any story you tell or write or anything you do creatively makes you a warlock. I'm Schmelling Schmore, flippity-doo. That's a spell.
I'm Brent Foreskin. I agree with that.
I'm Brent Foreskin, and I'll cast a spell to turn your toes upside down. I'm Brent Foreskin. I wrote all the best parts of End of the World Squad, and all new Six Men. Not all new, just new Six Men. The horniest superhero team, and also All-Star Cool Guy.
All-Star Cool Guy, and also in the 90s, I wrote.
Come on.
Flex. I'm forgetting the title of my own comic. It was Flex something.
Is it Flex Mentallo? Mentallo?
No, that's not what I called it. No. That would be lame. In this universe, I called it something else.
Bicep brain.
Something like Flex Boner or something.
Flex Boner.
I heard of this in an alternate universe when I was meditating. I could see into another universe, and I saw that there's this guy named Flex Mentallo, and every time he flexed, he could do anything, really. And I was like, that's lame. Let's add some sex to this. So I had it to where anytime
Brent Foreskin is just the horniest possible version of Grant Morrison.
Anytime he flexed his boner, he could do anything. And I feel like I did the better version. I feel like my universe enjoys it more.
Oh, I'm Mark Miller with an E. I wrote shit pusher. He'll push your shit in. I wrote the one with the bullet carving that I can't come up with a good parody name for. Because how do you take a title like Wanted and just how do you communicate the same general vibe without just calling it Wanted again? Bounty. There we go. I wrote Bounty. They made a film based on it starring James McAvoy. That's right, just James McAvoy. No parody name, just James McAvoy and Angelina Jolie. Bounty. I also wrote Duck. It's about a simple-minded man who just wants to help people, and he's got superpowers, but he's also a duck. I wrote Poopiter Smegacy. You can guess what that one's about. That's all right. I'm Mark Miller with an E. I'm also Scottish.
Trying to think of some, because I'm thinking of other comic creators now that have distinctive voices. The only one that comes to mind is like Todd McFarlane.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know a parody name of Spawn.
Offspring.
Offspring, yeah.
I'm trying to remember what Todd McFarlane's voice sounds like.
Yeah, I'm trying to, because I'm trying to play back the Spawn animated series when he talked.
The intro to every episode.
Hi, I'm Todd McFarlane. This is an episode of Spawn. I created the character, and I'm going to give you like a philosophical little debate. Would you like a guy to pork your wife, or would you like to go to hell? No questions. You got to decide. All right.
Do you want to sit in the corner and watch a guy bang your wife? Or do you want to go super sweet, super cool hell?
You got 1 second. You made your choice? Okay.
Watch this cartoon. Starring Keith David. Which, just by his inclusion, that makes this like a top tier show.
I'm Todd McFarlane. I created this guy.
Yeah.
I didn't create Keith David. I created the guy he voices.
Yeah. I wish I created Keith David.
I wish I created Keith David.
But no, unfortunately, his parents get the credit for that.
Yes.
I wish I could go back in time and kill his parents and replace them.
So Send them to Spawn Hell.
David. Yeah.
Send them to Spawn Hell so I could create Keith David.
That would be my one wish. If evil Satan demon gave me a wish, I would say, can I go back in time and create Keith David?
Yeah, if Bad Bulge gave me a deal, I'd say, hell yeah, I'll kill Keith. I'll kill his parents. Sorry. Alan Moore gave me some of his, Schmallen Schmore gave me some of his shrooms. I'm not feeling so good right now.
Yeah. I'm Todd McChartlin, and I created Offspring, not the band. And I'm doing my freaking Garth Marenghi intro right now, and for my HBO cartoon. There's boobs in this show. Isn't that cool?
It's gonna be really cool.
It's gonna be really cool.
See that guy? See that clown? He's a demon. I created him.
He's a really horny demon.
Oh, you see that redhead? It's like a business lady, and she's going to get some armor. I didn't create her. I wish she wasn't in the show. I'm getting sued right now. That bastard.
Neil Straitman.
Neil Straitman.
Hello, I'm Neil Straitman.
I call him Gaiman as an insult. He doesn't do anything. He acts like he's a superior being to me.
I am a superior being. I can hear your thoughts. I don't know if this is what Neil Gaiman's voice sounds like. I'm just doing an approximate like English accent. Like I feel like he would sound educated.
I don't know. I'm Toad Shortland or Toad McShartland. I'm blasted off of these shrooms from Schmalenschmore right now.
Schmalenschmore, my age-old nemesis.
Yes. I figured you two I figured you'd be the only person that he could ever get along with, but I guess not.
Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea one way or the other what Neil Gaiman's opinions on Alan Moore are. So it's hard to give an approximation of that through parody. I wrote the book Norse Mythology.
Yeah, good for you. So I'm going to include this character, Angela. She's freaking awesome in the show. And
No.
Yes, this spawns my comic. I'm going to include Angela.
No, you're not allowed.
It's my comic. I made it.
I wrote the issue that Angela appeared in.
But I made comic.
But I made the character. So do you see where the conundrum comes in here?
I don't get it.
But I'm just going to...
Wow, here. I'm going to ignore all of this stuff. I'm going to go buy some freaking baseball. I'm going to buy some autographed baseballs. I say for about $4 million. So I'm Todd McFarlane. And you're watching Spawn.
I'm just going to take Angela, all right? And I'm going to sell her to Marvel.
But
she's a Marvel
why
character.
would you do that? Indie comics, I made indie comics because I'm trying to support indie comics and you don't get rights because it's my comic. Support indie comic creators like me, not you. You made her in my comic.
I'm afraid it's too late. She's already Thor's sister.
That's lame. You know what? I'm going to make a bunch of spawns. I made a gunslinger spawn. I'm going to make King spawn. I'm going to make a Spawn movie as well.
No.
Mr. Straight Man.
No, you're not allowed.
It'll take me some time.
Oh my god.
Sorry, one of those shrooms came back up. It's going to take me some time. I'm just going to keep telling the masses though that it's happening.
And that it stars Jamie Foxx.
Yes.
And that it's going to be a horror movie where you barely see Spawn.
Yes, that's exactly right. And I'm incorporating Alan Moore because I think I got him to write some stuff in the past. I can't remember. It's shrooms and all that, but I'm going to get him to cast some spells to keep Jamie Foxx. That's it. I almost said Jamie Lee Curtis. That would have been interesting, wouldn't that? But yeah, I'll get him to keep Jamie Foxx looking young, even at age 70 when this movie will come out.
Enjoy this episode of Spawn.
Enjoy this episode of Spawn. The episode's like 2 minutes long because it's just his intro.
His weird argument with Neil Gaiman.
I did like the philosophy little talk here and there, but it's funny to imagine him just like I'm now imagining him just like saying like stupid stuff at the beginning. Just dumb what if questions like, here's a question for you. Got a what if question. Would you rather suck a homeless man's toes? Be in a cage with a tiger. You got a second to choose. Hi, I'm Todd McFarlane, creator of Spawn.
Would you rather be stuck on a deserted island with a hippo that's chasing you around? Or would you rather participate in a staring contest with Christopher Walken for 20 minutes? Hi, I'm Todd McFarlane, creator of Spawn.
And that's just the question that Al Simmons had to pose in my comic.
Get chased by a hippo or stare into Christopher Walken's soul for 20 minutes. Would you rather walk 2 miles? Would you rather walk 2 miles with refrigerated anal beads up your butt through the desert? No, through the tundra. There we go. That's better. Through the tundra. Or would you... I can't think of a good counter to that one. Would you rather walk 2 miles through the tundra with refrigerated anal beads up your butt? Or I can't think of anything. The refrigerated anal beads thing is just... Hi, I'm Todd McFarlane. I had to do just that. Also, I created Spawn. Would you rather have to... Would you rather have to share office space with Rob Liefeld and his teeny tiny feet? His teeny tiny smelly feet. I had to do that. He looks like he's always walking around on his tippy toes, but no, his feet are just that small.
Here's a question. Pose it to you. You got to answer fast. Would you rather have sex with me or have sex with my mom? That's a question that Al Simmons was posed.
Yeah.
You got to think fast. You have 1 second to choose. Choose wisely. Al Simmons did not choose so wisely. Yeah. Spoiler alert, he chose my mom. I would have been the better option.
I got a question for you. You got to answer fast. Would The Matrix be drastically improved if the entire thing was actually about dildos?
Well, that's the question that Al Simmons gets posed. Hi, I'm Todd Fallen, creator of Spawn.
Todd Fallen. Todd Fallen.
In the episode you're going to see tonight, Al Simmons gets posed with that same question. Would The Matrix be better how it is now, or if it was all about dildos? Thanks for watching. Enjoy the show.
Mixed Toy Shop. Good dildos. I've never seen thrust so fast the monitors can barely pick it up. Oh, what was that one? What's the ignorance is bliss one?
Oh, it's Cypher just being railed by all the agents.
I know that this dildo going up my ass is just a collection of ones and zeros, but ignorance is bliss. It's like I don't know if we've ever talked about this on the podcast before, but it's like when we were on the way home from that one convention, and the whole Bane thing.
Yeah.
I was wondering what would break first. Your spirit or your body? Look, just a well-placed groan can totally change everything about a line.
Yeah. Yeah, I won't get into it, but that one minor alteration to Rocky. 2 seconds during that montage.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's pretty good. That's a good endpoint. Leave people wondering what the heck we're rambling about.
What are they going to do to Rocky?
Well, I'll give the listener a hint. It's right after he's beating the cow. It's during the montage.
Yeah.
He's beating the cow, then 2 seconds of him beating, and you continue on with the rest of the movie.
Yeah. Just long enough to notice, just short enough that you're like, wait, did that just happen?
Yes, and it stays in your mind the rest of the movie. Like, what?
And then nothing else.
Why did they add that? Yeah,
absolutely nothing else about the movie is different.
Yeah, just like the Neo thing with Nick's toy shop.
Good dildos.
Neo is a freak in the Matrix world. I do want to briefly mention, I've been reading the Matrix comics. This is like a minute. It won't take me long to say this. I've been reading the Matrix comics, really liking it. And speaking of Neil Straitman, he does an amazing short story in that.
Okay.
Like it's not even like a comic. He just does a short story.
Traditional like short story.
Yeah. It's really good. Like I've only read like 6 or 7 comic/stories so far, and none of them have been bad. Like there's a couple that are like, that's okay, but there's some that are really good, and then that one I just like, man, I loved that one. It's called Goliath. People, if you're interested in the Matrix or whatever, or Neil Gaiman, look that up, because I thought it was really good. Adds to the world, and just had the gears turning in my head to where I was like, dang it, I wish they would bring back a Matrix anthology comic, because if I could weasel my way in there, I would love to write like a little Matrix short. But
I would love to write an alternate timeline, The Matrix, where it's all about one specific kind of adult entertainment device.
Yes. Yeah, that's how they get jacked into the Matrix. That's everything. People, use your imagination. You can go far with that, with the Matrix world.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Every time they put someone in the Matrix, you just hear.
I'm telling you, you can think about any scene from the Matrix or idea with the Matrix, and you just add that in.
You can get so much mileage out of that joke.
Oh yeah.
You see, the Matrix. The Matrix is a metaphor for the Wachowski siblings' trans identities, and religion and philosophy, all communicated skillfully through the tasteful and artful use of dildos throughout. I feel like we've been getting edgier. As this podcast goes on, like the series in general. We used to keep it so clean on store brand comics.
Yeah. Well, it's the latter half of the episode. If people are sticking around, they're sticking around. That's up to them.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was, but I was doing like some Agent Smith like just changing lines in the movie that Agent Smith said. I can't remember what it was. It was like yesterday, and I was like dying laughing thinking about it.
That was up my ass. I remember a lot of we got a lot of mileage out of the idea that Agent Smith wanted big boobs.
Oh yeah. I think that's jarring a memory loose from yesterday when I was thinking it. I think it was it's him like trying to like negotiate with Neo.
Yeah.
Like this is like him trying to bring Neo back into the Matrix, And it's it's basically like, what more could you ask for, Mr. Anderson? And Neo's like, I'm not going back. I know the truth. And I'm a part of a movement, a resistance, some resistance fighters. We're going to stop the Matrix. We're going to stop this war. Like, that's nice, Mr. Anderson. But what if we could give you double D's? Neo looks down. He's like, oh my gosh. They just like, and we could also give you Brazilian butt lift. Neo looks down. He's like, oh my goodness. Like, all you have to do is come back into the Matrix, Mr. Anderson.
How do you like that dumpy, Mr. Anderson?
Neo just instantly is like, okay, let's do it. you end the trilogy. Neo's back.
All it takes is recognizing one simple truth.
And what's that?
There is no dildo.
I'm trying to remember what we did for the because a lot of what you're hearing, listener, we had like, this was on the way back from that convention. I thought
it was like a 2.5 hour ride
of, and at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half of it was just imagining the Matrix with this whole dildo implementation to it. Yeah. I don't remember what the change to I know Kung Fu. I don't remember what that was.
Me either. I think it was just something really stupid and basic, like I know dildo foo.
Yeah, probably.
Oh my gosh, I just thought of a new thing. You know that bit in the first one where like Trinity shows up and she's got a gun against one of the agents' faces on that rooftop, and it's like this really close up shot of her, and then she pulls the trigger. Instead of a gun, obviously it's a dildo, and she just thrusts it forward. And you just hear.
Yeah, she's like, dodge this.
Dodge this.
Oh, I was just imagining like with the I know Kung Fu thing, instead of like martial arts is like what he's learning through all these programs that the guy's running him through for like 8 hours or whatever. The Matrix, or not Matrix, Neo is like in those programs, and the guy's there, and this is a scene in the movie. Morpheus comes up and he's like, how long's he been at it? He's like, he's been at it like 7-8 hours. The kid's a monster. Like everything I feed to him, he enjoys it. And then Neo gets pulled out of the thing. Neo's like, I know reverse. I know reverse cowgirl. and then Morpheus is like, show me. Go into the dojo.
If you take the blue dildo, you can go back to your left. If you take
the scene where the scene where they're in the dojo and Morpheus in the actual movie is like, you think that's air you're breathing? He's like, Morpheus is just pissing on him. He's like, you think that's piss you're drinking?
I remember one of the jokes for the second one is during the Army of Smiths fight. Neo, instead of a big metal pole, is just using a giant double-sided dildo, and he just keeps thrusting it at them into their mouths, and you just hear. Oh
gosh!
Just a cacophony of glucking.
I just like to imagine that 7 to 8 hours that he's in the program. He's just learning positions.
I remember one thing you said is Agent Smith with his giant boobs and Brazilian butt lift at the end of the third one would run up to Neo and clap his ass cheeks around him just to absorb him.
Oh no, that was Neo.
Neo
at the end of the first one, because
Right.
in the actual movie he like dives into Agent Smith.
Yeah.
This one is just swallows Agent Smith.
That's right. Because our initial joke with that whole thing is that if Neo took both pills at the same time, he would get a giant butt and giant boobs.
Yeah.
You're only supposed to take one, Neo. Choose both.
Is there anything
else? Cacophony of Glucking is going to be the name of my first solo album. Other than that,
sounds like a nightmare. Like...
Other than that, I don't think I really have anything. I haven't. So this is my first off week of school for the year.
Nice.
But I haven't done anything with it yet. So next week I'll have more to talk about.
Yeah. Like take you
watching movies and shows, probably reading something.
Yeah. Take you some time. I surprisingly, like the past week or two, or since I guess it's been 2 weeks since we've recorded, I've like watched and read a bunch of stuff that might not be great. I should be writing, but oh well.
I might go see Boy Kills World in the theater this week.
I need to see that this week. I was going to see it this weekend, but didn't have time. Yeah, I saw, like, movie-wise, I've seen Late Night with the Devil, which is that, like, new David Dastmalchian. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
I think it's Dastmalchian. Great actor. The movie is good. I think it's overhyped. People are, like, loving it. Like, oh my gosh. It's, like, the best horror movie in the past 5 years, where it's like, no. I wouldn't even say it's the best horror movie of the year. But it's okay. And then I saw Abigail. Abigail is a lot of fun. Okay, yeah. That one was definitely on my radar since the first trailer dropped.
Yeah, Abigail was a fun movie. Civil War, I've seen that twice. I really like that movie. The first time I liked it. The second time I took my sister to see it in IMAX.
Yeah.
Liked it even more. I definitely recommend Civil War, but it's split because I was talking to
usually in Civil Wars it's a split between
yes, that's true.
One side and the other.
But it's weird that like it's split amongst audiences because it's neutral. It doesn't pick a side and all that stuff. Like the point of the movie is like, hey, a civil war would suck, and also like, hey, photojournalists who like war photojournalists really go through some stuff.
Yeah.
Those are the two things you can see in the movie, and there's more, but like those are key things. But yeah, for some reason it's, and I wouldn't say it's masterpiece, but a lot of people are saying like, oh my gosh, this movie is amazing. And then there's the other side that say like, this sucks.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm not saying it's amazing, but I do think it's really good. I just don't get how people hate it.
Yeah. Well, I can because there's a lot of different. I've been seeing the discussions about it. There's a lot of different schools of thought that like some people like that it was neutral and didn't like go out of its way to villainize any real world ideologies.
Yeah.
Other people think that was a cowardly move and that they should have taken a side. And some people I've noticed are annoyed about the fact that because the movie is neutral and doesn't like take sides in anything, it's extremely unclear what the war is even about to begin with.
But that's also not the issue. I was actually, some of the comic book people I was talking to a couple nights ago, like that was a hang up for them, is like, I'd like to see how it started or why the Civil War is happening or whatever. And it's like,
yeah,
but that's not the point of the movie. Like, however you want, and that's also another thing is no matter what it is, like a real Civil War or this Civil War in this movie, no matter what it is, it's going to be bad no matter what. Like,
Yeah.
like yes, there's like some changes that can happen with the Civil War, but at the end of the day, it's war. Like, war sucks.
Yeah.
Like knowing how it started, I don't see the point of that. Like, that's not what the movie is trying to go over or anything like that. And that's also another thing. They hint at some of the stuff that could have like led to a civil war. Like they mentioned that the president disbanded the FBI. They mentioned that the president has been bombing U.S. citizens. Like, you get tiny things here and there to where it's like, okay, yeah, I could see it building and building sort of thing. But people want everything spelled out. They need an origin. It can't just be you're thrown into the middle of this thing.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a great movie, but I was about to say I get why people dislike it, but honestly, I don't. I can hear their argument, but I still don't understand it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Everybody, you heard it here first. If you don't like the movie Civil War, Brandon hates you.
Yes. I will start a civil war with you.
Yeah. That makes sense. You won't be very civil about it.
Yes. We're going to be sitting down for tea, and I'm going to make sure not to give you more than 1 cube of sugar for your tea.
Yeah.
Because we're sitting down for a fancy tea party. We got the cube sugar.
Yeah, that's the extent of his hospitality, is 1 cube of sugar. He can't spare anyone that.
Yes. And I will be at the head of the table. And
you're the one hosting, and that's just kind of a given.
My stuffed teddy bear will be at the other end of the table.
Oh, okay.
So you'll have to be on the side.
Okay, yeah, that's rude.
Yes.
Even though they would probably be closer to you and could hear you better.
Yeah. But yeah, those were movies I saw. I recently finished Atlanta, the Donald Glover.
Yeah.
Yes. I was making sure I wasn't thinking of Danny Glover.
Yeah.
But Atlanta is fantastic. I recommend it. I finished it. A little sad that it's over, but it's all good. And then I introduced my sister to 2000s comedy movies that aren't The Hangover or Pineapple Express, or like, I like those. Those are good.
Yeah.
But there's also some hidden within there that are good.
Which ones did you introduce her to?
There's still more that I want to. And some of these were also a nostalgia thing. Like, I hadn't seen them in 10 or 15 years. So I was like, I kind of want to see how it holds
He's
up.
dodging the question, everybody. He doesn't want to.
Okay. No. I'll say it.
Problematic.
Most of these
he likes these movies.
Most of these are still really good. The first one, the one I liked the most, was Idiocracy. I still really like Idiocracy.
Yo, dude, it's like we're like living in Idiocracy right now. You know what I mean? It's like that movie came true. It's like, it's like they predicted the future.
Tio is making fun of my inner monologue because I was literally about to say that.
I'm just making fun of stupid people.
No, I wasn't gonna say it, but I mean, like, it is like something you do see, like, watching it today. It's like, yeah, I see that. But yeah, Idiocracy is still like hilarious. And that's the thing, is it's not even like the funniest movie to me. There's funnier movies, but it's like, I don't know. Like, it's it has a little something to say with your ha-has, with your laughter.
Yeah.
Like, there's little things that I forgot or didn't pay attention to when I was a kid that I think is hysterical now. Like, there's one part. Have you seen the movie?
No, I've not seen Idiocracy.
Okay, but you know, like, the premise where it's like 500 years in the future and society is now stupid as heck.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, like there's one part where our main character is trying to like understand the new society. He goes into a movie theater and they're playing a movie called Ass. And all it is a guy's butt. It's just a guy's butt for 90 minutes. And there's just fart noises here and there. And the crowd is just like dying laughing. And he's just like, what is going on? And the narrator's talking about this. And the narrator's like, Ass went on to win 8 Oscars that year. Like, there's just little stuff like that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that one. Mike Judge directed that one, right?
I'm sorry. Say again.
Did Mike Judge direct that movie?
Maybe. Let me see. That's it. Yeah, Mike Judge. Yeah, okay. He directed it.
Yeah, the only Mike Judge movie I've seen is Office Space.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But Idiocracy was really good.
The Hill, though.
Yeah. I just looked up when I looked up the IMDb. There's a lot of King of the Hill. There's some Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, because he created Beavis and Butthead and co-created King of the Hill.
Yeah. But yeah, Idiocracy holds up. I think it's pretty good. I watched Dodgeball with her. For the most part, it's still pretty funny.
What did she think of these movies?
She actually liked them. Okay. Like, she liked Idiocracy. She liked Dodgeball. And like with both of those, we've been like quoting stuff from them.
Yeah.
Throughout the thing. Dodgeball, the best part of that is Rip Torn.
Yeah.
He plays the wheelchair. Yeah, the wheelchair coach, basically. He's the best part of Dodgeball. He is hilarious in Dodgeball.
Our coach just got crushed by 2 tons of irony.
Yeah. Got it. Dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge.
Dodge, dip, dive, and dodge. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
When one of the guys is like, or Vince Vaughn's character is like, Patches, is this really necessary? He's like, necessary? Is it necessary for me to drink my own urine? No. But I like the way it tastes. You're about as useful as a poopy flavored lollipop. Just so many stupid lines.
It is.
It's really funny though. And Ben Stiller's character is also really funny. Like, But so she liked that. And then the last one is so weird. Because the memories I have with it is weird. It's Dude, Where's My Car? Like the Ashton Kutcher.
I've never seen that one.
What's weird is I remember, unless my memory is just I'm misremembering, I remember seeing this because I think my grandma had it on VHS, or we had it on VHS and we took it to my grandma's. I remember watching this like kind of often at my grandma's house, and rewatching it now, I feel like I'm misremembering, but I know that's what happened because I don't understand how we got to see this at our grandma's house, because it's like it's PG-13, but it leans hard into the PG-13.
Yeah, it pushes it.
Yeah. But overall it was funny. It has some stupid stuff, but what I realized as it was maybe 2/3 of the way in, I was like, dang, is this where like some of my writing sense of humor comes from? Is this type of stuff?
Oh boy.
As it was going, I was like, and this wasn't like a compliment to me or the movie, but it was like, I feel like I kind of wrote some of this.
Yeah.
But it was funny. It has some funny stuff. There's a few scenes here and there that like I'm like, that's not funny. Like it kind of like took me out. But there are some funny scenes. It's just scattered throughout. It's a dumb. I don't even know if I'd call it a stoner comedy, because when I think of stoner comedies, I think of stuff like Pineapple Express and stuff.
Yeah.
And this one, yes, they are stoners. They are high sometimes, but I don't know. It feels different.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some funny stuff with it. But so far, all the ones we've watched, those three have been good. There's two more that I want to watch out of nostalgia. And maybe she'll like it, maybe I'll like it. But I want to watch out of nostalgia, and it's Grandma's Boy and Bench Warmers. I feel like Grandma's Boy is still going to hold up. Bench Warmers, I'm not sure. Because I haven't watched Grandma's Boy in like 15 years, but I still remember the lines and stuff that I would quote with my middle school friends and stuff. Because there's one character named JP who he's like this is about like video game developers and stuff.
Yeah.
And JP, he wears like a all black trench coat. He likes to dress up like he's in the Matrix sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he has a robot voice that he does sometimes when he's like nervous or whatever. I don't know. It's always been funny to me. Like there's some things where he's like he'll move and do like robot noises like and then he'll do like handguns and be like adios turd nuggets. Stupid stuff like that. And then like I remember at the end of the movie, like he's being like, I think he's being dragged to jail. He's going by the main characters, including Velma from Scooby-Doo. And she's
Linda
very
Cardellini. Pretty.
Yes. Yeah, he's going by her, and he's had a crush on her in the movie.
Yeah.
He's being dragged away, and like he's acting like a malfunction robot. He's like, and he's like, please sit on my face.
Oh my god.
Stupid
He's living my dream. I've been wanting to ask that of her.
Yeah, well, he's getting dragged to jail though. She doesn't say yes.
Yeah. Oh.
I
can't help but feel like that would be the first question I asked of Linda Cardellini if I ever met her in person.
See her at a convention. That's the first question. And then you could just say, no. I was quoting Grandma's Boy. I was pretending to be.
I was quoting the movie. I was quoting the movie.
But yeah, it's been good. But yeah, that'll pretty much be my upcoming week of watching stuff.
Yeah. I feel like my my comedic writing style has been heavily influenced by some older stuff like The Jerk. Have you ever seen The Jerk?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it though.
It's good. Now there are so many movies where people are like they couldn't make that today. It's like, yeah, sure, whatever. The Jerk is genuinely one of those they couldn't make that today movies.
Yeah.
But it's still really good though. It's funny. It holds up in my opinion. Because for anyone unfamiliar, and I'm gonna be really fast about this because I think I gotta get going soon. But
okay.
The Jerk is Steve Martin plays a character named Navin Johnson, and it's like a rags to riches to rags story, like a rise and fall sort of thing. Yes. And it starts with him, on the street, and like the camera's panning by, and it's like, first person, like he's talking directly to you into the camera. And he's like, you want to hear my story? All right. Well, I was born a poor black child. And then it goes into, the story about how like he doesn't tell you that he was adopted. That's something that like you find out over the course of the movie. But like he was adopted by, this big black family that lives in this kind of rundown little house out in the country. But they're all happy because they got each other, and they all like play their music on the front porch and dance around. And he has a hard time finding his rhythm with it. Like he can't quite figure out how to dance. But then like there's and like it's his birthday, right? So they're celebrating Naven's birthday, and he's like, "Gee, thanks, guys." But like he's feeling different, so he's kind of sad, and he goes and hides in his room. So comes in. His mom comes into his room, and she says like, she tells him he's adopted. He's like, "What?" She's like, "Yes, Naven, you're not black." And Naven's like, "So you mean I'm gonna stay this color?" And he starts crying into her shoulder and like hugging her.
I'll have to watch this. I've heard about it. I never knew the premise.
Yeah, and like the whole thing is he decides to go out into the world, and what motivates him to go out into the world is he's listening to the radio as he's falling asleep at night, and white people music comes on, and he starts dancing to it, and he finds that he can find a sense of rhythm with white people music.
Oh, I got
so he's like, I gotta go out and find this. I gotta go see what's out there in the world. And so like he decides to go out into the world to see basically what it's like to live with other white people for the first time in his life. And like it's a great movie. It sounds really weird when you phrase it all that way, but it's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite comedies. But yeah, other comedy recommendations. Another Steve Martin one, The Three Amigos, just funny all around.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And Zoolander. I like Zoolander.
Yeah.
And Get Smart. Get Smart should have got more attention than it did.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are probably all like my favorite comedies, actually. I mean, I do like Dodgeball, but I think my 4 favorites would have to be those ones.
Yeah, I'd have to think on my favorites because there's some that I think are like really smart, but I'm not like dying laughing all the time, and those are almost like I do really like those, but it's hard in placing exactly. Like Tropic Thunder, I think is a very smart comedy.
Tropic Thunder is another great one. I can't believe I totally. It's sitting in front of me on the movie shelf, and I completely under The Jerk and Three Amigos.
Yeah, like Tropic Thunder. I don't know if it placed like top 5 comedies for me, but I do really enjoy watching it whenever if it's on cable or if it's like, hey, you want to watch Tropic Thunder, I'll be like,
yeah, it's so funny. I'm looking straight ahead, and the way my sister has the DVDs stacked on our movie shelf, in a row, it's The Jerk, then under that is The Three Amigos, then under that is Tropic Thunder,
and
then under Tropic Thunder is Dumb and Dumber, and then under Dumb and Dumber is, I've never seen this one, but Horrible Bosses.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen.
I think I've seen both of them. It's not bad.
Yeah, my sister likes those movies.
It's at the very least a decent comedy of that time. So
okay.
Maybe next episode for a little bit of the discussion stuff, we can talk about comedy movies.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. We don't talk about like just straight comedy and like a whole lot.
Yeah, because I'd be down with that. Like since I mean, I'm somewhat pigeonholing myself into writing comedies the past 2 years. So, I'd be down with that.
Yeah, cool beans.
All right. Well, this has been Dismay Comics Podcast. I've been Brandon,
and I've been Tio.
And now we're not. Take care.
Take care. Goodbye. Go away.
Toodaloo.
Get out of here.